Ask Bob Butler, please, to come up. Dedrick Russell. John's going to read a statement for Andrew Humphrey. This is Bob Butler. This is Dedrick Russell. So, Bob, John, that's Dedrick.
Thank you, Herb. I want to thank the Elections Committee for arranging this opportunity for us to talk to you. I'm impressed with so many of my people who are running who don't have any notes. I couldn't take that chance because there's a time limit. I'm an investigative reporter on the Chauncey Bailey Project, and I work at KCBS Radio. I'm also an entrepreneur with my own multimedia company. I've been with CBS since college. Even while working as a reporter and editor in radio, I began working on increasing diversity in the newsroom. I spent a year and a half as the CBS Corporate Diversity Director, recruiting reporters, producers, and recent college graduates for openings on our radio and TV stations. I continue to work to make sure that news directors and other executives can find qualified candidates when they have openings. We have to continue to train our members so that you can compete for jobs in the newly converged newsrooms. We have to change the way NABJ is funded. We rely way too much for revenue on the same media companies that are now laying us off. I'm a local chapter president, a regional director, a mentor. I've sat in corporate meetings. I understand how management thinks. One thing I know that they don't want is for us to know how they look behind the scenes. So I conducted the first ever census to show the lack of management diversity at the television stations owned by the networks. That was last year. The result is that NABJ is now working with some of those same companies to fill openings with our members. I have the experience, I understand what it takes to move NABJ forward. Many of our broadcast members already know me because I've been a mentor to them, or I've tried to recruit them or get them a better job. I'm innovative, I'm tireless, I have passion, but I'm not above poking fun at myself and having some fun, like when I started my career as the gentle Gemini, guaranteed to satisfy. Whether you're a student trying to break into the business, a veteran wanting the next opportunity, or just want somebody to make sure. Okay, I'll stop.
Andrew Humphrey for NABJ Vice President Broadcast. Statement to the NABJ Region 1 Conference. I want to be NABJ Vice President Broadcast because I am passionate about helping Black journalists help themselves. I have been fulfilling this commitment for nearly 15 years as an NABJ member on both the national and local levels. Not long ago, Detroit chapter NABJ, DC NABJ, had very little activity. It was almost non-existent and was in jeopardy of losing its national affiliation. I helped to save the DC NABJ by mending relations with the national office and working with a solid core of local journalists. Together we have rebuilt DC NABJ into the respected, thriving organization reminiscent of its past. At the start of my broadcast career, I instituted the weather component in the Washington ABJ's high school journalism program. I will be an excellent VP broadcast because of my knowledge of and experience in the news business and foresight into its evolution. I have worked as a broadcast meteorologist, reporter, and weather producer in local, national, and global news. I took the initiative to create and lead NABJ's Digital Journalism Task Force, representing and deepening my commitment to enable NABJ broadcasters and members to continually adapt and lead broadcast media's reinvention and transformation. As broadcast industry changes, I can help NABJ and encourage members to stay ahead of the curve and be future groundbreakers. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow journalists. My name is Dedrick Russell, and I'm a candidate for Vice President Broadcast. And I am the education reporter at WBTV News in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been there for 6 years. This has been a wonderful NABJ Region 1 conference, for it shows that we are an organization that keeps up with the times, and we do what it takes to survive. Charles Darwin once said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change." And I believe in order for NABJ to withstand this challenging time, we have to adjust. We must do it because if we don't, the African American story will not be told, and diversity in the newsrooms will get worse. But while we are reinventing ourselves, we must also hold true to the core values that we were established upon. We must strengthen our local chapters even the more. This is the time to gather all Black journalists throughout the whole community so that they can put their heads together to find ways to bring jobs back, discover creative solutions to keep jobs, and to continue to point out the wrongs when it comes to companies dealing with Black journalists. We must remind and show news agencies that Black journalists are some of the brightest, creative, resourceful, and flexible talent in the industry. The media industry is under attack, so this is not the time to give up. It's a time to fight and seize the moment in history. So after all companies have gone under, the last bailout has been handed out, and the last stimulus dollar has been spent, NABJ will still be found standing stronger and better than ever. If elected as VP of Broadcast, I will do my best to further the organization. I will be an advocate for you, and I will support the president, for I believe this is NABJ's moment to shine in '09.